When you have symptoms, the problem is you already have organ dysfunction. I call myself the body detective because I have to figure out what's causing it. Yes, people come into me for symptoms, but the goal is to correct these underlying issues. So you see here that clients come into me for multiple different issues, multiple different symptoms, such as headaches, fatigue, digestive issues, constipation, diarrhea, indigestion, heartburn, hormonal issues, menopause, PMS, those kind of issues that I do really well treating. Also sleep disorders, can't sleep, can't fall asleep, or can't stay asleep. These are all symptoms. Now, I'm not here to just treat symptoms. I'm here to correct what's going underlying. Nutrition response testing is my way of fixing the symptoms, but fixing the underlying cause of the issues, which is the organ dysfunction and the nutritional deficiencies. I call myself the body detective because I have to figure out what's causing it. Let's give you an education on the body. So did you know your body is made of cells? Everything. Your heart is made of heart cells. Your brain is made of brain cells. Now, these cells die all the time. So if they're dying all the time, how come we're still alive? Because your body grows new cells. So what is the material needed to grow those new cells? Food. So this is why it's important what you eat. You are what you eat. You've probably heard that before. Food is essential to helping to stave off nutritional deficiencies and organ dysfunction. So there is good food and there's bad food. So let me tell you the difference. Good food is going to grow good, healthy cells, and all your organs are going to be working properly. You won't have any nutritional deficiencies. Bad food, you're going to grow bad cells, you're going to have nutritional deficiencies, and one or more of your organs are going to be malfunctioning. And guess what? You now have symptoms. So we've got this little bit of a vicious cycle going on. If we've got good food and bad food, let me tell you the difference between the two. Good food. There are 4 parameters I use for good food. 1, does it have a mother? 2, does it grow in the ground? 3, does it grow in trees? 4, is it minimally processed? What I mean by minimally processed, it can be cooked, fermented, or sprouted. That's what I define as good food. Bad food is full of chemicals, sugars, and bad salt. What is bad salt? Bad salt is the manufactured salt that you see on tables when you go to a restaurant. It's unhealthy salt. It's iodized salt, and it's very deficient in nutrients. It's just all chemical. That's the difference between good food and bad food. That will either make good cells or make bad cells. So now I want to just do one thing. I'm going to take away the symptoms. So one thing that all bad food has in common is this: sugar. Okay? So if you're eating too much sugar because you're eating processed food, I'll have a client say to me, "Oh, I'm not eating any sugar." Then when I question them further, I find out that they're eating a lot of processed food, which unfortunately has sugar in it. Sugar causes nutritional deficiencies and then causes one or more organs to malfunction. So we need to break this cycle because we need to get some of the sugar out. It doesn't mean you can't have sugar, but specifically, let's have healthy sugar like fruit. And keep the carbohydrates down and not have them so processed. Again, good food does it have a mother? Does it grow in the ground? Does it grow on a tree? And is it minimally processed? What I always tell my clients is eat food that doesn't have a label. If it has a label, then it means it's probably processed to a degree. Okay? So I want to explain what I do. I do a technique called nutrition response testing. It helps me to find exactly what organ and gland is stressed in your body, and I use nutrition to correct it. So the nutrition response testing is my avenue to fix the body. Again, that body detective. A client comes into me with, let's say hot flashes, then I got to figure out what organ or gland is stressed causing that. And then I put them on a very specifically custom designed clinical nutritional program, which involves whole food supplements, either from Standard Process or MediHerb being the herbal line, and then possibly even maybe some essential oils to help alleviate some of the symptoms that they're experiencing. I don't want to focus solely on the symptoms, but I've got to correct the symptoms so I can get to the underlying cause. And by getting to the underlying cause, I'm fixing the symptoms. You follow? So that is the nutrition response testing. So why do I do it? Because I want to improve everyone's overall health. Yes, people come into me for symptoms, but the goal is to correct these underlying issues because that's going to improve their overall health, and that's what I'm interested in. It's also very safe and natural. I use whole food supplements that have no additives. I use herbs that are highly selective in their processing, and so they are really clean. And then I use the essential oils, which are 50 to 70 times more powerful than their herb counterparts. So I have multiple ways that I can help someone get well that's all safe and natural. So if you're interested in coming in for an assessment, I'd be happy to do that. Just make a comment below the video. Also, I do these lectures at a variety of locations. I've done them at churches. I also have done them at ExxonMobil when they were up here in Virginia. I've done them at the USGS. I have also done them at Oracle, at Freddie Mac, and several other locations around. So if your company or your church group would like for me to come in and do a lecture, I'm happy to do that, and I can do it on a specific topic to help educate the community about natural therapies so that they don't just run to a drug for a treatment. Every drug has a side effect, even over the counter. Do you know that Tylenol is the #1 cause of acute liver failure in the United States? What my solutions are is to let's fix the ache. So if you would like for me to do this lecture, just comment below, like I mentioned, and thank you for tuning in.